So it took me a little bit to actually get a direction on doing the artwork on this. It took me a long time, actually. Sometimes, I mean, yeah, I just started doing it and it finally just started to come together. But I had to just start doing it for this particular bike. But I went and laid some tape down on this front fender, and I'm actually going to rip it all off. I don't like the way it came out, so it's coming off, and I'm going to start fresh on this one. I want it to look more like this, but not such tight curves in the tape. So I'm going to stretch them out a little bit and get a little bit of farther curve. And I got this sanded down. I got to finish sanding that one smooth. This one here, I sanded it smooth, and then I clear coated it to lock down the artwork. And this right here is actually going to be ready for some candy. So I'm going to sand this back down again, and then I'd like to spray the candy colors on all three of these today if I can. So what I did here was I laid out my tape lines. I wanted to go with like a classic Harley panel and then a classic Harley logo. So I went huge on the logo. I did some puzzle piece graphics in there, and then I airbrushed in black and then clear coated over top of it to lock it down so I can walk away from it. But there's going to be some candy green on this, and I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to tape off the shield so that the shield stays silver. Now once it cures, I can sand it or scuff it again, and then I'll be able to lay more tape down and lay the candies. But I needed a direction to go, so now I've got a good direction. I got some drop shadowing going on in the stripes for overlaying, and I don't know, let me know what you think. So with smoothing this out prior to putting artwork on it, I knocked down all the orange peel that was caused by the flake, and I laid the artwork down, and then I clear coated over top of it with 2 coats of clear, high solids clear. So that bought me a lot of depth and a lot of material to sand so that I can put the candy colors on. I could have done this by putting candy color on right after the artwork, which would have been ideal, but I ran out of time. So I had to seal it, lock it down, walk away. And I knew I'd be right back here doing this again, but sometimes that's what you got to do. Yeah, check this out. So I did a short video on a Segola spray gun, and Segola USA contacted me and they said, yeah, you scared us, man, because I did a spoof video, but I got a hold of them, and they got a hold of me and said, we'd like to send you a t-shirt, and they did. So they asked me to send them a list of Segola products that I'd be interested in. And one of those products was a airbrush. I told the guy that I was talking to, I said, I'm not normally the type of person that has my hand out looking for stuff, so I'm not going to ask you for anything. If you want to send me some t-shirts, that's cool, I'll wear them. Because I really like their products. They have great tools. The craftsmanship in their machine work and their tools is like awesome. But they opted not to give me an airbrush. I told them, I said, if you guys, I don't want anything, but if you guys want to send me an airbrush, I'll use it and give you an honest review, on that airbrush. And they opted to not send me the airbrush, but that's fine. No, I ain't gonna hold it against them. They still make good stuff. But that airbrush could have been used on this project here. So right now I'll be sticking with the good old Iwata. What I'm gonna end up doing, and I keep my word, is I'm gonna buy that Segola airbrush. I'm gonna use it and I'm gonna review it anyways. One of the most important things about doing a paint job like this are these edges on these brackets and these weld seams. You really got to pay attention and scuff it good. You're doing layers upon layers and candy colors and flake, and over time I use pretty decent products, but regardless of the brand or product, you're gonna get some shrinkage. And when you do, the paint will want to separate or come off of these edges, because paint hates edges. And it's easy to chip in areas like this, so you really got to pay attention and really scuff these areas here. Make sure there isn't anything shining. If you see anything shiny, just get in there and get it. Take your time, even if it takes you an extra hour to get that, get in there and get it, or else it'll ruin your whole paint job later. And if you're doing it for someone, it's your reputation, it's your name. So I want to get my pinstriping up off the edge of the bike, so I want it to be uniform and even. What I'm going to do is I got some green 3M 1/2 inch, so I'm going to run a piece over this whole edge, and then I'm going to probably run another piece over it to get a full inch. I don't have any 1-inch tape right now. Wait, yeah I do. Yeah, I got 1 inch right here. Problem with the 1 inch though is it doesn't bend. This stuff, this 1/2 inch 3M tape will actually curve, and it stretches really nice. It'll pick a spot relevant to the edge, and what I do is I eyeball it and I get it real close. If you can put some tension on this, you can walk it around the whole edge of this fender. Some guys actually draw flames with this tape here. Guys that stripe the edge of their flames, they'll use this because it gets some bleed through on the edges, and they're not worried about it. They just go back over it with a brush stroke. I've done that before, but when I'm doing flames, I just like to use vinyl. So I got a 1/2 inch off the edge here. I'm actually gonna bring this around the front just in case I use the front. I'm gonna come back to the other side. I'll have a full 1 inch off the edge. So now I'm just gonna stretch this along the same path as that first layer. And I'll be at 1 inch. And it might be a waste of tape, but the width and the thickness of the tape doesn't lie. So it's quick and easy. You don't have to make marks with pencils or markers or scribes or anything like that. You can just throw some tape down, and to give you a good outline, and you don't have to worry about any marks or anything you made in your paint. You got a little bit of like a 30 seconds extra right there, but I'm not worried about it. Okay, so now I'm gonna get some quarter. That's what I used over there on the tank. I used a 1/4 inch graphic, and then I used a 1/8 inch. That's like standard for big and little pinstripes. But before I do that, I'm going to lay down where I want these to intersect or cross over one another. I think what I want to do is just pull it over once and then drop it back down. So I'm going to pick a spot. I think that spot's going to be about right here. So I want it to be even though from side to side. Even though you can't see both sides at the same time, I still want it to be the same. So I've only got 3 inches from the back of that bracket to my tape. I got 3 inches there. I got lucky as hell. That never happens. I think I'll do the same thing. I think I'll do the same thing coming off the front of that bracket. About 3 inches. A little short. That's at 3. Okay. So I'm going to run my vinyl tape up in here. I'm going to pull this back, make some room. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the vinyl. This is going to be my main pinstripe here. This piece of vinyl. This is 1/4 inch vinyl. And if you want nice radiuses in your tape, you got to get this length. You got to get your tape out here. You get a little bit of control, like this is like your steering hand, whether it be your left or your right. You kind of steer where you're at from here to here. That's a nice line there. I'm gonna end it here. Should I take it across? Damn it. Might look nice going across the front too. I mean, yeah, let's do it. Okay, so I got several lines drawn out here. My camera shuts off on me. That's how I keep losing my footage. But you could see the reason why I put these pieces here was to give me an idea to where I needed to bend at. So I got it. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go around this with the 1/8 inch and I'm gonna keep it at an 1/8 inch separation. But I'm not gonna cross it over with my 1/4 inch line. I'm gonna keep following. If I can get this 1/8 inch to stick here. I'm gonna follow this pattern on the outside. Then I'll follow it all the way around. It's hard to keep your gaps going around corners like this. Sometimes you just do it real nice and easy and it works out for you. Sometimes it don't. So, okay, so I'm gonna do this one more time, separating my first stripe. And this is simple. It's clean, but it looks cool. It's easy to do. With laying out these stripes like I did, I got, you know, little, fat, little, fat. But anyway, you can see here, I've got a piece that drops underneath these 2 pieces. The fat one back here drops underneath, and that's gonna all happen right here. It's hard to see at this point, but after I airbrush a little bit and then drop shadow, it'll be there. This stuff will. So I just put down 1 coat of candy green. Come back, check, my camera shut off. So I'll be sure to make sure I'm catching the next coat here. We'll try this. It's time for a GoPro. So I got one coat of candy green, or excuse me, 2 coats. I think this is what he's wanting. I might have to do another coat.